In this video, we're going to go over a tip in regards to sales, and this is applicable to canvassers, office people, virtual assistants, really like anyone on the team, technician apprentices even to some extent, right? There's this concept in sales called speed to lead, okay? And this is critical, especially in the home services space, where we're not cheap, okay? I gotta own that up front. We're not cheap, and that's how we afford people, right? That's, I get paid, you get paid, you know, we have expenses to pay in the business, etc. This isn't just one guy cleaning gutters. So we're not cheap as a result of the cost structure of our business. So that's one thing we have to keep in mind when we're providing value to this customer, right? It's not cheap what we do. So one thing that we can control is how responsive and how quickly we can be when it comes to responding to customers, prospects, leads, sending quotes. So that's kind of a vague concept of speed to lead, is how quickly can we get back to the lead to send them from that incoming phone call, from that in-person event where we're meeting them, we're getting their information, you know, from that first touch point where we're getting that person's info, how quickly can we be to send them a quote? So that's kind of the brass tacks of that's the speed to lead, is how quick can we turn around from getting that person's information to sending them a quote. So if you're the canvasser, I need you guys to submit the leads as soon as possible, right? Before you end or finish up, leave that in-person event, you know, submit all the quotes so that we can respond to them in a timely manner and still be able to send that person the quote by the end of the day, right? I don't want to be getting leads coming in from in-person events that were days ago because we've lost the opportunity to be responsive and have a high speed to lead, especially in context of us not being cheap, right? If we are making that customer wait 2 days to hear from us and get the quote for the service that they inquired to us about and, you know, took the time out of their day to talk to us about and are coming to us to try to solve their problem, we've given time for them to inquire to other people because they've yet to hear from us. They're like, oh, well, apparently they're not going to be able to help us. I'm going to go find another solution to my problem. I'm going to call every other gutter cleaning business in the area, and they're going to get a quote. And after a while, you know, we start to blend in with every other competitor, despite our really good reviews, despite our insurance, our workers' comp, like how trustworthy, and all these little things, these value propositions that typically resonate with a customer. After a while, those all kind of diminish because we weren't responsive. We start to blend in like everyone else. And when we send them the quote, we're not going to be cheap. And they're going to start comparing us apples to apples with every other competitor that wants to clean their gutters too. So that's all to say we need to be very responsive and have a high speed to lead from that first contact where we're getting the call, where we're meeting that person at the in-person event, we're getting that information. We have to be very responsive to be able to send them the quote. So that means when we get that information, we need to submit it right away, you know, to our team so we can put a quote together and turn around that quote and send it to that person as soon as possible, ideally by the end of the day, because that's one of the critical things that's within our control is how responsive can we be? What is our speed to lead? Because that's the biggest factor that the person's considering is they have a problem, they're coming us to solve it, and we're dropping the ball if we don't have a high speed to lead because we're giving them the opportunity to, number one, be unsatisfied with us, but number two, to go seek out another solution to their problem and start comparing us on price when, you know, we want to be compared on value, not price. So have a high speed to lead, do everything in your locus of control as the canvasser, as the office manager, the virtual assistant, you know, be responsive to these folks because it is the biggest indicator of who they're going to hire.